Creative Room Podcast. Acknowledge us. You want to say anything?
Welcome to the Creative Room Podcast.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. I'm turning on my phone screen. Okay. So. Yeah, we're back for Raw. Backlash was last night before. So it's Raw, May 11th. In case anyone's wondering, it was at what's it called? The place that it was at. I'm trying to find the location it was at. In case anyone's wondering. I don't know, some people are into this stuff. I wanna look at where it was. Because I actually don't know. Knoxville, Tennessee. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this was a fun show. There was some pretty decent stuff that happened. It wasn't a hugely like, eventful show. It was more just like some of the Backlash features still continuing, and they were just being built on a little more. That's pretty much what it was. But there was some new stuff set up too for Saturday Night Main Event. There was a couple new things that were set up too. That I've been building for a little while. But yeah, that's I don't really have an intro for this one. I'm just ready to start.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna set the first match now. So, the first match, this Three Profits in defeating of division, and Joe Hendry kind of was too, so this is set up because of that. First match was Joe Hendry and the Street Profits versus Bron Breakker, Logan Paul in theory, and Logan in theory are the tag champs currently on Raw, so the Street Profits are taking them for the tag titles. Bron was speaking of Seth Rollins, he beat Seth over the weekend he beat Seth at Backlash, but like he's part of the division, he was teaming his boys basically. And there's no Bronson Reed here, so like, even though Bronson Reed obsessed, he had to be in the third spot for the group because Bronson Reed still hurt. So, pretty fun match. It was just a lot of the Street Profits. Good to see them wrestling again. Like, because there's a fun high flying tag team, and they haven't been seen since like around Halloween. They took time off, I guess. I don't know. I believe this was their first match back. I think. I'm pretty sure since they returned that 1 week on Raw, I don't think they've wrestled yet till now. So I believe this was their first match back, and they did not have ring roughs. They're still really good. They're a fun team. And basically toward the end of the match, I had a feeling this is how it was going to end. I had a feeling one of the Profits were going to pin one of the tag champs, and this is what happened. So basically how it happened though was basically toward the end of the match, Seth Rollins came out in a hoodie and attacked Bron Breakker behind the ref's back. So clearly they're still feuding, and they're probably gonna have like a multi-match feud, like multiple matches. I think that's my feeling of where it's gonna go. Maybe have a second match at Night Championship Saudi, or like the second Italy show. I don't know, but basically Seth attacked him. And because of that, the division was distracted, and Montez Ford pinned off the theory. So, one of the Street Profits pinned one of the tag champs. This is how they earned the tag team title shot, basically. And, that was it. Pretty fun match. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention this, actually. Sorry, I actually went backwards. I forgot before the match there was actually a promo. So, sorry, I kind of went backwards on this, but, so there was a promo, but right before this match started, the whole division had a promo, basically. So, I just, like I've been doing, I looked at the breakdown of the promo, so I didn't write it all down. So Paul Heyman got the mic and welcomed us to Raw. He said, we're unappreciative, and we should appreciate real talent in the ring, which was displayed on Backlash with Bron Breakker. And then he says, who's ready? Who's not ready for Bron Breakker? On Saturday, Seth Rollins is not ready for the physical onslaught of Bron, and now we all know that Seth will never be ready to have a vision of victory over any of them. I see what he did there. And then now there's never a reason for any of them to ever mention Seth's name again. He's out of their life and out of the picture. And then he gives a mic to Austin Theory, and Austin Theory Perman says I got my brother Bron's back tonight, and we got a trios match tonight. And then Logan Paul basically just ranting over Joe Henry's song. And they said the Street Profits keep putting their nose into their business, and they they need the tag team championship. This is actually a good line. It was actually kind of a funny roast. I think Logan said this about Montez Ford. He said they don't need the tag team championship because he says they need it because Bianca Belair can't pay the bills anymore. That was a good line. I actually didn't know. I forgot he said that, Logan. To Montez Ford. All about Montez Ford. He said, you don't want the tag titles, you need them because Bianca can't pay the bills anymore because she's pregnant and isn't working with you. That was good. That was a good one. Made it personal. For those who don't know, Montez Ford and Bianca Belair are dating and they're having a baby. For those who don't know. Like that's why it was a good line. Then, say his name and the Street Profits appear. They come out. And Montez says, you gotta admit, Theory has a point. He's here because his wife can't pay the bills, but since she's busy with the baby, somebody had to come to Raw and whoop their asses. They always think this is about them, but it's not about them. And then he says, they came back to Raw with one goal in mind, Tag Team Championship. Because the model hasn't changed, the catchphrase has not changed, the Street Profits are up and they want to smoke. That's been their catchphrase since day one, so yeah, it's not changed. Logan says he's gonna say something nice. He says the Street Profits are a legendary tag team. They're four-time tag team champions. He's basically going through all the titles they won. They're two-time Raw tag champs. One-time SmackDown, one-time NXT. Yeah, that is true. They won the 4 tag titles. They won the NXT ones once, SmackDown one once, and then the Raw ones twice. So yes, that is correct. Because I've seen them all. I've seen all their reigns. I watched them debut in NXT. I've seen all their reigns so far. That is very accurate. And then he says, the only thing Montez has achieved in the last 6 months is throwing a baby shower for his kid. And then he says, can Montez keep his balls in the cup and talk about how ready he and his teammates are? Well, I don't know what he means by that, but yeah. Then Hendry comes out with a guitar in his hand and starts singing again about firing Logan Paul, and then the match starts, which, again, we already went over. I accidentally did this in reverse. I forgot about the promo, so I apologize. But after that was the match which we just talked about, so that was it. And then post-match, now back to this is after the match when Profits and Joe got the win. After the match, Seth helps Angelo Dawkins, the other Street Profit. He helps Dawkins to his feet and has a moment with him, and then Bron comes out of nowhere with the spear, and Seth basically jumps out of the way, but he basically made Angelo Dawkins take the bullet, and he got speared by Bron instead. So then that got Montez Ford mad at Seth, shoving him. He was like, hey, you hurt my tag team partner. And the story is like, they don't trust Seth still. They think he's still working in the division, and they don't trust him. Because he basically let them get speared by Bron. Because he was dodging out of the way. And that's pretty much the end of the segment. Anything you want to say on it?
No.
Fun opener. Then, backstage, Raw GM Adam Pearce with the original Americano, Chad Gable, and then the other two, the Creeds. He's saying that their Americano tag team name. I hope I pronounce this right. Sorry if anyone who speaks Spanish if I don't pronounce this right. Los Hermanos Americanos. I think it's how it's said. That's their tag team name now. If they're Americano characters, then instead of Brutus Creed and Julius Creed, they're Bruto and Julio. That's them now. Then Liv Morgan and Donna Castillo show up, and they basically complain about things aren't about the Americanos right now, and Donna can get a title match. Then they go back and forth, and then Liv says, it doesn't matter, they should run along. Dom says Americano isn't a real luchador. Then Adam Pearce is like, you know what? I like the sound of a Dominic and Americano match. So Adam Pearce says, Dominic, you haven't defended the AAA Mega title on the main roster. You've only defended AAA and on WTV yet. So you're gonna defend against the original Americano tonight. So we're gonna Dominic versus Chad Gable tonight. Should be fun. We'll get to that. Then Los Garza, they're the tag team that was with Santos Escobar before Santos got released. Angelo and Berto, Los Garza, they come in. We'll get to them later, by the way. This is not the first time we see them on the show, for those who are wondering. We'll see them again later. We'll get to that one. They come in the back and ask Adam Pearce, they want to just chat about stuff and take them to their office. I don't know what that's about, but yeah. So, first we get a Penta promo. Intercontinental Champion Penta. When we get back to commercial break, he comes out for a promo. He says, apparently, so if someone translated what he said in Spanish at the beginning of the promo, it's nothing it's something bad where like a canceled or anything. It's nothing like terrible. So I'll say it. It's actually kind of funny. He says last week he saw some asshole talking about his championship. That's what he said in Spanish apparently. And he says that person is all ego Ethan Paige. And he says, Penta says he's a fighting champion, and Ethan should come out here and say that, and talk trash about his title to his face. So Ethan Paige comes out. Ethan Paige, so this is my opinion. I think a lot of people would agree, because I've seen a lot of people agree on this take. Ethan Paige is very good on the mic, very underrated. When he was in AEW, they never used him, so we never had a chance to see how good he was on the mic. Then he got to NXT. NXT, when he was on that show, he really showed how good he could be on the mic. He was a great talker when he was on that show. Great wrestler, too. But similar to MJF, his strong suit is the mic. He's still a good wrestler, but he's really good on the mic. So, he had a fun promo here. He calls Penta out. He says, the audacity of calling him out here. And he says, Penta spent 30 minutes painting his face to hide his identity. But he doesn't wear. But Ethan doesn't wear a painter or mask because he's Ethan Paige and he's from the greatest country on earth, Canada. So for those wondering, he had this little gimmick at NXT that he started where like basically he was bragging he was the greatest Canadian on earth, and then he was saying that while he was the NXT North American champion for the United States, while he was bragging about him being the greatest Canadian holding a United States North America title. That was like the funny like heel gimmick at NXT. So he kind of still has that here, I guess. And then he says he pinned Penta last week in that tag match. So in his brain, he's no longer contender. But he thinks Penta's probably afraid to lose to him again. And then Penta talks and he says he's ready to defend the title right now because he's a fighting champion. And Ethan says hold his horses and pump the brakes because he knows he's a man of his word. He says, Penta, I'll give it to you. You are a man of your word if you want to be a fighting champion. Like you are a man of your word, but Ethan doesn't want to do this right now. He says, and he says, furthermore, the Intercontinental Championship is a token of excellence around here, held by every megastar on their way up. And Ethan Paige is the next megastar, so he's thinking he wants a title match against Penta on May 23rd in 2 weeks at Saturday Night's main event. And Penta says if he wants this title, he'll work hard, and Penta is always ready for the world. He'll face him anywhere. Because he's Penta, and then basically Rusev interrupts. Rusev comes out. And Rusev says Ethan Paige is getting the title before him, doesn't sit well with him. Because last week, sure Ethan pinned Penta in the tag match when they won their tag match, but Rusev's the one who bounced Penta's head off the desk and made him stunned, pretty much. Ethan says he agrees, but Rusev says he's not done yet, so they don't interrupt me. And Ethan says, Here he said this in Pearce's office last week. He said Rusev deserves the match, and he almost convinced Pearce to give it to him. He basically was being sarcastic, basically trying to get on Rusev's good side. Then Javon Evans comes out, being a little cringe at first, but then he made up for it by funny insults. He was like, whoa, and he keeps going on, kind of annoying. But then he got funny, because then he says, Ethan knows he's lying of his little ugly ass. That was funny. Then he says, you didn't tell Pearce anything. You're a liar. And then for a fact, he didn't say what he said. And then basically he's saying you're lying. And then a big brawl happened. Ethan shoved Javon to Rusev. Penta kicked Ethan out of the ring. It's basically just a big brawl. And then pretty much the baby faces stood tall over the heels. Penta and Javon attacked Rusev and Ethan out of the ring. The faces stood tall pretty much. But that wasn't the end. That was just the promo. Then we get a match next. Anything you want to say about the promo at all before I get to the match?
No, the promo was good.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
And yeah.
Like the mid-card title team, the IC title right now on Raw is actually very strong. They have a lot of good people in that division right now. Mm-hmm. Like, the tag division is terrible. The women's division is what it is. But like, for the Intercontinental title division on Raw, like the contenders they got, are pretty big, like pretty good talents. Like it's actually a very good healthy division right now for Penta's belt. He's got a bunch of challengers he can defend against. He's got a good lineup for him right now. So because of that brawl, that led to the next match, Javon Evans versus Rusev. Pretty fun match. Javon's crazy. This man is like, he reminds me of Darby Allin with his company. With the high risk move he does. Javon Evans gives me vibes of like this company's version of Darby Allin, the way he wrestles. He's like very high flying risky like that.
Oh yeah.
For those who don't know, just look up Darby Allin AEW and just look at some of like his match highlights. He's crazy. Javon Evans reminds me of him for the WWE basically. And Javon Evans wins the match. He's game win. Like they got, which I like. I feel bad for Rusev because ever since he's come back from AEW and he's come back here, he's been losing a lot. But Javon Evans is also the newer, younger star and needed to win more. So I'm happy you won at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was fun. So I guess Javon and Rusev were kind of doing their own little feud now because they then after Ethan said you wanted the title match and stuff, they actually then confirmed it on commentary. It's official. In 2 weeks from now, Saturday main event, Penta's defending the Intercontinental title against Ethan Paige. It's happening. It's official. They confirmed it. So that should be fun. I can actually see Ethan maybe winning it. Because Penta's, he's had for a couple months, been like a decently long reign, I guess. But Ethan's like, they're pushing him pretty hard. I think he might win it actually. I have a feeling. Prediction early. But so Andy wants to put the match.
No.
All right. This was cool. I actually really like this because I don't know much of the history of this company. We got a really cool video of like the history of AAA, which is pretty cool. Because since Dominic's defending his belt tonight, they wanted to give a little brief history lesson. I don't know much about like the history of AAA. Like all I know about AAA, honestly, the only thing I only started knowing more about it when WWE bought it last year or WrestleMania weekend. Like they bought it last year's Mania, like a year ago. So I only started knowing about it from that. Well, before they bought it, I heard the company. I've heard of it before, just know much about it. Like I know when Andrade was in AEW the first time, the title Dominic's currently holding, Andrade had it when he was in AEW. I remember he defended it on Dynamite once. I remember that. It was like 2 years ago. It was a while back. But I remember at one point, Andrade had the title in AAA that Dominic's currently holding. Andrade had that same title when he was in AEW, and he defended it on Dynamite. I remember being like, "What is this title? Like it's the Mega Championship? What is this?" At the time, I didn't really know much about it yet. But yeah, that same title Andrade defended on Dynamite is the same title Dominic's currently holding. So, like, but AAA is actually like older than I thought. The company's old. Like they've been around since like the 40s, 1940s, like black and white, like TV. Like that's how long they've been around for. I didn't even know they were that old of a company. That's crazy. So, I like that they're acknowledging the history because knowing how WWE usually is, they usually only talk about like when it became theirs. Like, this is all the history of AAA, just the 1 year we've had it, like, nothing else, it didn't exist before that, like, that's usually what they would do. But they actually showed, like, all the history, like, even before they owned it, which I liked. That was cool. It was a really cool video. I enjoyed it. I know I'm talking about it for way too long, because it was just a video, but I just thought it was really cool. Yeah. Then, backstage, Io's in the back getting ready because they actually announced earlier in the night he's fighting Soruka later. So Io's in the back hanging out, training, and Asuka comes up. So there was speculation online after Backlash yesterday. Asuka was like kind of turned babyface and like hugged Io, and then basically was like waving goodbye to the crowd and stuff. So everyone thought she was retiring. But then today it was rumors of like, oh, she's just taking time off. Like no one really knows. It's still, even after this thing in the back, people still don't know for sure what's going on. Like we still don't know. It's still very confusing. My guess she's either leaving the company. It's one of three things. I think she's either leaving the company, taking time off, or retiring. It's one of those three. It can't be anything else.
Oh yeah.
She's either leaving or taking time off or retiring. She could retire. She could very well be done wrestling completely because I think she's in her early 40s. She's getting to that age now where she's going to start slowing down. For those who don't know, I've been very harsh on Asuka in the past. I was not a fan of her for a long time, but after that match at EO on Saturday, that match at EO opened up my eyes a little bit on her, and I'm actually becoming a fan now. Like, I want to check out her New Japan stuff now. Like, before she was in WWE. Because everyone says in New Japan she was amazing. I gotta check out her old stuff. I think her and Io were actually a tag team in New Japan as well. So they actually have a history teaming together as well. Like before WWE, they were teaming in New Japan. Back when Io Sky was still Io Shirai, for those who don't know. If you're an NXT OG, you know what I'm talking about. When she got called to the main roster, they changed her name to Io Sky. Before she got called up, though, in NXT and all the companies she was in before here, she was Io Shirai. She used to be her name used to be Io Shirai. They changed her to Io Sky, which is what she has now. Little fun fact there. So for NXT OGs, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, backstage, Asuka comes up. So she's actually here on the show, not done yet, and she says she actually spoke full on English here, like no Japanese. So, like you hear everything she said, like everyone heard it and stuff. And Asuka said she's looking for someone to take over. So this is actually what I said to you, like kind of what I said to you actually before while we were watching the show. I even said on the show, when we were watching, I feel like this is kind of her passing the torch to Io. Was like, you're the new big star for representing Japanese women's wrestlers. Like, you're a new star in the company. I'm passing the torch to you. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
Because she kind of even said that. She said she's looking for someone to take over for her, and Io's that person. And they hug again. And Io says even if they fight, they'll always be a family. And then she says goodbye, Asuka-san. And then Asuka says see you later, and they hug. And then Asuka walks off with a suitcase. So she even said, I want someone to take over from me. And I want you to be that person, Io. So she literally said, I want you to take my spot. That's why I think she might be done. Yeah. So we don't know. She left with a suitcase, and that was it. That's the last time. And then that's the last time we saw Asuka. We didn't see her again for the rest of the show. So her future's uncertain right now. Then they showed a little match grab promoting Io and the Soul Rooker for later. So back in commercial, women's tag champs come out. Brie Bella and Paige. Brie talks on the mic first. Actually, they didn't really get to talk very long at all. Judgment Day came out pretty quick. Brie and Paige just literally just said, we saw Raquel and Roxanne of Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez calling us out last week, so we're here to see what they got to say to our faces. And with that, they come out. Not the entire group, not all Judgment Day, just the two of them, just Roxanne and Raquel come out. And Raquel welcomes Paige and Brie to the show, and she says they're glad they can get away from the nostalgic tour long enough to come here. And then Roxanne says she used to love watching them on TV when they were still young and relevant. Basically, she was pretty much being the fangirl of oh my goodness, I used to love you guys when I was younger. I met you guys. Remember I met you? So she's basically being a little fangirl.
Yeah.
She said she used to love watching them on TV when they were still young and relevant. She asked Brie Bella if she remembers meeting her and telling her she'd carry on the Bella legacy. So apparently Brie Bella told Roxanne, "You'll carry on the Bella legacy." And then Roxanne says that meant everything to her until she realized how dare she set the bar so low for her. Then Brie says,
Yeah, it was pretty low.
Yeah.
No, I'd say yeah, it's pretty low.
It is. I'm not a huge fan of the Bellas, so yeah, to me it was as well. I love Paige though. Just not a fan of the Bellas.
Yeah, no, Paige, yeah, she's good.
Yeah. Then Brie says, "You're confusing me with Liv Morgan," and she says she wanted to start her own legacy and not be a footnote for Judgment Day. And she thinks her mom is, and she says she thinks Roxanne's mom is more disappointed in her than she is. I guess by mom she means her wrestling mom, as in AJ Lee. I don't know.
Or her actual mom.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. And then Raquel talks again. She asks the crowd to give it up for the big comeback girl, Paige. who's been getting a million chances and fumbles every one of them. We're all waiting for her next... Ooh, I forgot this. She said this. We're all waiting for her next big scandal to hit. So save the humiliation and hand the titles over, because there's nothing worse than has-beens hanging onto a spotlight they don't deserve. Damn. That was rough for Kel. Wow. So Paige does give her the title belt right in the face. He smacks her with it. And then a brawl breaks out. Liv Morgan comes in to help Roxanne and Raquel. So it's just get 3-on-2. So that damn numbers game got him again. And Liv, Raquel, and Roxanne beat up Paige and Brie and stand tall. The Judgment Day ladies, so all three of them, the Judgment Day girls stood tall. Anything you want to say about it? I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable brawl. Then we go to Roman Reigns in the back in his locker room. World Heavyweight Champ Roman. Jimmy Uso no Jey Uso, just Jimmy Uso comes in alone. And he says Roman Roman should just let Jacob Fatu go and move on, but Roman says a contract was signed and they have to be men of their word. He said and he says we made a deal. If I beat Jacob, he has to acknowledge me, so he has to be part of the acknowledgement ceremony. And he says if they're not trusted, if they're not trusted, they lose everything. And if there isn't respect in the family, there'll be no respect from the outside either. He can't have that, so Jacob has to acknowledge him. Then Jimmy Uso says he understands, but he's got a funny feeling about all this. And Roman tells him either Jacob acknowledges him or he's out of the company. Wow. And Jimmy says he's gonna go find Jey, and he leaves.
Yeah.
Then there's a little pre-taped video promo of Dominic Mysterio, and he says he surpassed his deadbeat dad and proved he's the king of luchadors. So El Grande Americano has no chance tonight.
Yeah.
Then we get a cool little video of Rhea Ripley. I like these videos. They actually have done a couple of these. There's these. I don't know what they're for, but there's these videos called. It's just the title of them in the video. It's just NXT Origins, and it's a whole video for a star. That's what they call them, NXT Origins videos, and it's basically they're videos for like some of the biggest NXT stars from the past, are on the main roster now. It's a video just showing what their NXT career was, just showing how it's showing how far they've come. It's pretty cool. I enjoy it. I don't get the purpose of them, but I enjoy them. They have one for Damian Priest, for Finn Balor, for Tiffany Stratton, and now they have one for Rhea Ripley. Well, actually, I saw this one already. They actually showed this one on NXT last week. So this is actually the second time seeing this one. They showed it on NXT last week, but I don't mind seeing it again. It was a cool video. So it was just a video showing Rhea's NXT highlights of back when she won the NXT Women's title from Shayna Baszler. I saw that live. Great moment. Stuff like that. I actually watched the episode live. That was a great moment when she won that. The whole crowd came in the ring. It was Black and Gold. They it's not like it is now. Black and Gold, they didn't care what fans did. Literally, the fans ran to the ring and were celebrating with Rhea. It was awesome. Because at that time, Shayna Baszler was a dominant champion, and she had over 2-year-long reign. So when Rhea dethroned her, it was a big crazy. It was like Cody being Roman, basically. It was like how Cody beat Roman. It was a moment like that, a long reign finally over type of thing. Only difference is Shayna Baszler wasn't getting stale as champion like Roman was. People just liked Rhea more and wanted her to win it and thought it was her time. That's why people were happy with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry I rambled a little bit there. I just love NXT. So I got the next match now.
There you go. Sorry.
So this is the Io match that we talked about earlier. It's happening now. Io Sky versus Sol Ruca. This was really fun. Sol Ruca has another banger, as she always does. Watched her whole career in NXT. This guy watched her whole career, and she's incredible. I love her. She's so athletic. And so is Io. So I knew this was gonna be a good match. I love both these women, so I just enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm a fan of both. There was don't know why the match even happened. There was no real build up or anything, but it was just a really good banger match. And the only thing I didn't like is I don't like the win. Well, I shouldn't say I don't like it. I love Io, so I don't mind her winning it. I just think it should have been Sol Ruca. So Io won the match. The reason why I think it should have been Soul was because Soul's the new star on the roster. Io's been here for years. I don't think she needed the win. Especially after she just beat Asuka the 2 nights ago on pay-per-view, a Backlash. Io just beat Asuka. She just got a big pay-per-view win. So I don't think she needed this win. Especially if Sol Ruka's challenging Becky for the Intercontinental title, Becky Lynch. Shouldn't she be like having to challenge her win to build her up for Becky? I don't know, but I guess the story is like I guess the story is like she's the rookie trying to get to rack up wins, but like he can't get the job done. She's gonna keep trying and won't give up. I guess that's kind of the story they're doing. Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like to me. Is like because after this we actually saw Becky in the back and making fun of her for losing. So like my guess is she's gonna keep trying and then eventually get that big win to prove Becky wrong. I think that's where this is going.
Yeah.
Again, I'm still fine with Io wins. I love Io too. I just think it should have been their person. But Io won the match, quite the banger. No heel turns or anything. After the match, they hugged. Like there was no like betrayals or anything like that. After the match, they actually both tugged it out. And it was a fun segment. It was fun. Enjoyed it. They're both baby faces, so there was no betrayals or nothing. Then we go to the back. Oh wait, anyone wants to set up the match?
No, the match was good, and honestly, it really didn't matter if she win or lost, because it's not really hurting her, really.
Yeah, that's true. If it becomes a losing streak, then that'll be a problem. But it's only been 2 matches. Liv and Io. It's only been 2.
Yeah, but other than that, it's pretty much fine.
Yeah.
But she can be counted out.
Also, this is Awesome Chancer right here, second match. That's crazy. For a new star, it's rare to get. Like, because usually when they start out, it's like they're not this fantastic or anything yet. She's had 2 matches on so far on my roster. She lost the match to Liv a few weeks ago, Liv Morgan, and then this one to Io. 2 matches, and this is her second match with Io. Her second match already got this is Awesome Chance. That's a great start to your career. Already getting this Awesome Chance in your second match on the main roster.
that means she's probably gonna get pushed more.
Yeah, but then other fans like her. Yeah. This was awesome. I agree with the crowd. This was fun. That was that. Then we go in the back to Jey Uso, pacing back and forth in the parking lot, and Jimmy shows up. And he says, this is interesting. This was very interesting. I've been saying this theory. I think the Usos down the line are going to turn on Roman and join Jacob out too. I think they're going to turn heel and betray Roman. Because I think they're looking at him as like, we're not going to fall for the Cowboy Chief mind games again. I think they're going to betray him and join Jacob and turn. I think we're going to get an Usos heel turn. I think they're going to betray Roman. I've been saying that for a few weeks now, and this proved my theory a little bit even more. Jimmy says to Jey, his meeting of Roman Reigns was horrible, and sometimes he thinks the Tribal Chief is a little delusional. They both know Jacob isn't going to acknowledge him. Jimmy says their family could be stressful. Jey tells him to remember the family is why they're here, and Jimmy says he's going to go out with the OTC later. But interesting that he said, my meeting of Roman went terrible, and he's a little delusional sometimes. I don't know. Just saying. I think they're going to tell him. In fact, I don't know. Maybe it happens in the rematch of Jacob. I can see. Maybe that's how Jacob wins the belt. I think he's going to win it this time. Oh, a prediction.
Yeah.
Maybe he wins it because the Usos betray Roman and they basically help Jacob win.
Yeah.
I can see that. And they turn heel and join him.
Yeah.
Then we get a little recap of the John Cena's announcement Backlash with the John Cena Classic. It was nothing really talked about, mentioned about it or anything. It was like they were just recapping it, basically, showing the videos and the announcement. One thing I don't get about it, I find it kind of dumb that wins or losses don't really matter in it, because he literally says like, he pretty much says like, you can literally lose every match that you have in this thing, and the fans can still vote for you to win. So what was the goal? Like you can lose every match and then win a belt. I find that kind of stupid, honestly. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Like, yeah, let me lose 5 matches in a row and win a championship.
Yeah.
Like, I still love the idea. I'm gonna be positive about it and like I want to give it a chance, but I just think that part sounds a little stupid. Then, so like I said earlier, they already announced that you can take Penta for the Saturday Main Event show, but the commentators announced they announced another match for the show that's been building up. The Logan Paul Austin Theory Tag Team title defense against the Street Profits is happening, also at that show in 2 weeks. They just announced that match as well. We got 2 matches for the card now so far confirmed. Then we get Street Profits in the back, and then Seth Rollins comes in. He says, "If you're serious about winning the tag titles, it's time they talk. It's time they talk." And then they pretty much Montez Ford doesn't want to hear it, but Angelo Dawkins is like, "No, let's hear him out. Let's see what he says." And Montez says, Seth said they should stab each other's way, but Seth says he never should have said that. He regrets saying that. And Montez says, what they say about Seth is true. He's the greatest of a generation, but he can't be trusted. I mean, yeah, Seth he does betray a lot of people throughout his career, so. The first sign of that was the Shield breakup. All those years ago, 2014, crazy time. Seth Rollins, Roman and Dean, and Monkey Fortunes. They don't need his help in the tag titles. And just walk away.
Yeah.
Then we go backstage, and Io walks up to Sol Ruka and says, Io says Io says Sol Ruka, he says to Sol Ruka, "You're the future, and I can't wait to fight you again." And then they just shake hands. Then Becky Lynch comes in after Io leaves, and Becky's just mocking Sol Ruka, saying, "You're not gonna be able to beat me if you can't beat Io," and she just laughs it off and walks away. Becky's got a rude awakening coming. I think this is gonna they're gonna do this thing where like Becky's gonna laugh for every week, then one day Sol's just gonna like snap and just be like, "All right," and prove her wrong.
Yeah.
Becky's just being the cocky heel, being like, "Haha, you're weak, you can't beat me." So next up, week 2 of the Oba Femi Open Challenge. I don't the Oba Femi Challenge, like I'm fine with it. I just wish they had a better story for him instead of just squashing random people every week. Hopefully this is the sun. Hopefully this is them building him up to eventually challenge Roman maybe into the belt. Like maybe if Jacob doesn't do it. I think they're trying to rack up his wins to get him an undefeated streak, like a winning streak. I think honestly that's the point of all this is. They're trying to give him a winning streak to build him up. So the Open Challenge week 1 was last week when you beat Otis. So this is week 2. I'll give them this. I appreciate them changing it up. I expect them every week to just do the same thing of like, Oba beat someone, that's it. Oba beat someone, that's it. Every single week. Tonight though, they actually changed it up a little bit and they made it like a little different. It wasn't the same. It wasn't the same thing as last week. They actually made it a little fun this time. Because what happened was, Oba comes out and says, "We're going down this year now," and we'll come out whatever as we did last week. Then Adam Pearce comes out. When he came out first, me and my brother were joking, being like, imagine Adam Pearce answers the Open Challenge, gets back in the ring, Scrap Daddy's back from TNA. That was funny. Knew it was gonna happen. It wasn't funny though.
Honestly, I don't think he still got it.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, he's a manager now. For those who don't know, Adam Pearce used to wrestle in Ring of Honor and TNA, and his nickname was Scrap Daddy. That's why I was calling him that just now as a joke. That was his old nickname. Well, he was a wrestler. Scrap Daddy Adam Pearce.
well, Mr. Scrap Daddy, he don't know how to scrap anymore.
Yeah, probably not. He's a GM now. He's not wrestling no more, so yeah, he doesn't.
And Mr. GM gets pushed a lot because he's a pushover.
Hey, he's got more braid though. Like he used to be a coward as a GM, but like, he's actually growing on me. He's got a lot better. He actually stands up to these stars and like gets mad at them now. So he's pulling Jacob off Roman in the main event, trying to pull Jacob off. Like I wouldn't go near that man when he's like that.
Wow. Well, you see how he tried to push him off, but he didn't because he's weak.
But I'm saying at least he's being brave and trying.
Yeah, but Mr. Scott Daddy has no strength anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, go for workout again. Drink some protein shakes, dude. I do that every morning. It helps.
Yeah. Or get back in shape. How about that?
But anyway, he basically comes out and he says nobody backstage wants to enter the open challenge tonight, so it's his duty's GM to inform Oba that the open challenge was canceled for tonight. He apologizes. And Oba gets out of the ring, he's mad and saying like you cannot do this, you cannot do this to me. I can't do that. Actually, I was trying to do thank you answer. You cannot do this to me. I am Oba Femi. He goes in the back of finds the 2 weeks earlier, Lost Garza, Angelo and Berto, that's their tag team. They're just chilling in the back, and he throws them across the room like a madman and drags them both out of the ring. Oba was basically like, no one wants to answer my challenge, I'm gonna bring someone out here and force them to answer it. It's basically what happened. So he wasn't just one of them, he brought both of them out, and it was a handicap match. Open challenge match number 2 was Oba versus these 2, and it was a handicap match, and he beat them both. So you won a handicap match. 1-on-2. I think he pinned Alberto, I believe. So yeah, he won the match. So far in the Open challenge, he's 2-0. First 2 matches are both W's. Oba coming 2-0.
Yeah.
And that was it. I didn't want to say that.
No.
Alright then. Then we get similar to how Dawkins had like a promo like YouTube video earlier, we got one for El Grande Americano, Guy Gable, and he says he pretty much says Dominic sucks on winning the belt, and that's all it really was. Then backstage, Dominic's coming out, taking right to the match. He's coming out of JD McDonough, and then out of nowhere from behind, Finn Balor runs in and he smashes JD into a bunch of like production crates in the back. And then he was telling Dominic, you're going to go out there by yourself, mate. I can't. I'm trying to do his Irish accent. I can't. I don't know why I'm trying so much accent tonight. I'm having fun. Fella.
Alright, Seamus, calm down.
Finn says to Dominic, I guess you're gonna have to be going out there for your match alone tonight. Because I guess this is for a way of basically getting JD out from ringside so he can't interfere. And also because Finn's defeating the group, I guess. He attacks JD and tells Dominic, you're going out there alone tonight, and Dominic was like, I've got goals, something you don't know anything about, and then he walks away. Then we go to the match. So Don Castillo versus El Grande Americano for the AAA Mega Championship. And Michael Cole and Corey Graves were saying on commentary, this is actually a history-making moment here because this is the first time ever that a AAA title was defended on a WWE show. Like ever, like in the history, a AAA title was never defended on a WWE show ever till now. This is the first time they've ever done that. So crazy moment for the belt. And solid match. It was fun. Chad Gable's great. Whether he's Americano, whether he's got a mask on or off, Chad Gable's is great. Period. Whether he's Americano or not. In the ring, he's awesome. Love him. This was pretty much just to build more of the Americano versus Americano match versus mask match at the upcoming AAA pay-per-view. They're just building to that more of this match pretty much. And they also wanted Dominic to wrestle, I guess, because he hasn't wrestled in a while. At least on Raw. He hasn't. So, toward the end of the match, basically, the Creeds, or Los Hermanos Americanos, I should say, came out to try and interfere. But then the new Americanos, the lovely Kaiser one, him and Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, the new Americanos, I think they're called Los Americanos. There's too many Americanos in the storyline. I'm getting confused talking about this. But no, I'll just call them the old ones and the new ones to make it easier. The new Americanos come out to attack the old Americanos away. And it basically becomes a whole ringside brawl pretty much. Because of that distraction, Dominic pins the old original Americano and retains the AAA Mega Championship. And that was it. And you want to say about it?
No.
All right then. Then we hang on. Then commentary hypes up next week's show. They announced 2 things for next week's Raw. Oba Femi's Open Challenge match number 3 is next week, and also they set up earlier in a promo. It's official for next week. Women's Tag Team Title match. Paige and Brie defending against Raquel and Roxanne next week. Those are 2 things we got so far. The 2 things. Then we go backstage to a little interview in the back of Austin Theory and Logan Paul. And Logan Paul says he wished the interviewer would go away and tell Joe Henry if he has to listen to the song one more time, he's gonna Vincent Van Gogh himself, scalpel to his ears. Don't know what that means, but yeah.
It means that artist. He actually cut. Yeah.
Because
he actually cut.
Gross.
Yeah. He actually cut his ear off.
That's crazy. Okay.
Because of I'm trying to think. Either for an artist standpoint or for a sickly standpoint.
Wow, that's crazy.
Pretty much either for an artist standpoint or a sickness standpoint. Because I can't remember why he cut his own ear off.
I never knew that happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. So yeah, so he said that. That's a little insane. Yeah, he said that, and then also Theory Logan finished saying he cannot stand Joe Henry's tone deaf. The song should be about how much he admires Logan Paul. Then Austin Theory calms him down, and they leave. He said, "Calm down, bro. You know we got this." And then they went to their car.
Yeah.
And that was it. Now we're at the main event. Are you ready?
Yeah. All
right then. I don't know why I asked you ready. I usually do that before I start again. I don't know why I asked that just now. I don't know.
I'm always ready.
Yeah. Alright, so the main event, as it's been the last couple of weeks because the world title, Roman and Jacob are the main event again. This is the acknowledgement ceremony, they were calling it. So once again, just Roman, just before in the back, there was just Roman and Jimmy Uso coming out, no Jay. Roman enters with Jimmy Uso. Roman gets on the mic and it says Knoxville, Tennessee, acknowledge me, and OTC chants happen, and then right before him and Jimmy are about to talk, in the Titantron they show outside in the parking lot Jey Uso is out in the parking lot still, and Jacob Fatu shows up, and pretty much Jay's just trying to talk sense into Jacob, being like, don't do this, Uso, like, you know, you're our family, I don't want you to get hurt, I care about you. Jay's just trying to calm him down, trying to convince him to stop, and he's saying, like, if you go out there and do this, it's going to cause problems for your family, you need to be smart about this. Then finally, when they get near the curtain about to go out to the ring, Jacobs has had enough of him, and he just shoves Jay to the ground, and he says, but then Jay, like, well, no, the reason why he pushed him down is because Jay shoves him and says, you know, please be smart, don't do this, and one more time he says that, and Jacob just headbutts him to the ground, nasty hard headbutt, just drops him, and he beats him a bunch of times with more headbutts. He beats him up a bunch, as we saw last night at Backlash for that beatdown to end the show. Jacob's definitely a heel now, and he showed it even more just now, this beatdown. He was brutal on Jay. And Jacob turns to the camera and says Roman wants him to come acknowledge him. Hell nah. He's gonna have to beat the acknowledgement out of him if he wants him to do that.
Yeah.
Then Jacob goes out to the ring. Jimmy Uso meets him at the entrance ramp, same thing as Jay, trying to give him to stop, and then Jimmy gets a beat down as well, just like Jay. Jimmy gets beaten down by Jacob now as well. And Jacob just throws him to the barricade a couple of times, and then he just goes to the ring. Roman cracks his neck ready to fight, throws the title down, microphone down, stares Jacob down, and then a big brawl breaks out. This is a really fun brawl. I love this main event. There's a big back and forth brawl. Don't remember. I don't remember. I can't. I'm not gonna break down everything that happened in it because it was a lot. But the way this brawl was, they used a couple like weapons and stuff around the ring. So I have a feeling they're setting it up to be like a no DQ rematch, like no holds barred or something. My brother also just said earlier, maybe they'll make it an I Quit match, which I can also see. That's also no DQ. I don't know. They're using a lot of stuff around the ring. I could definitely be seeing it being some kind like no DQ match. Because Roman got a chair in this and stuff, so like that's also a lot. And there's a lot of weapons that were used. Then for a little bit, for the first time in the feud, Jacob actually was lying on the ground for a short period of time. Roman was chair shotting him a bunch, but then Jacob always gets back up. Like he still stood tall to end the show, like he has been. This is the first time he was actually on the ground at Roman's feet the first time in this feud. And then at the end of the show, he still stood tall. They booked this man fantastic. He's been booked like a beast. But then pretty much how he gets out of the chair shot beat down is he grabs Roman with the tongue and death grip again, chokes him out again. He slams him hard to the barricade. He kicks Roman in the head, and "We want table" chants start being chanted. So Jacob clears the commentary table. As he's throwing Roman to steel steps, he clears the table, and then he puts Roman through the table. He powerbombs him through the table, actually. Then he puts the death grip in Roman again as he's on the ground through the table. His man's been through enough, and now he's still torturing him. And then and then Adam Pearce and a bunch of security guards are trying to pull him off. He won't let go. And then then he finally does let go. Then as he starts to leave, as he's up on top of the entrance ramp, he starts talking to the camera saying, "He told us he's different, all gas, no brakes." And then he decides, you know what, I'm gonna go beat him up some more. Turns around and goes back, beats up Roman some more. But not just Roman this time. Just Jay and Jimmy are like over there trying to pay. They're like, "You okay, Oos?" Trying to like help Roman up. So all three of them are together, and Jacob does this crazy move and knocks all three of them through the barricade. This man attacked down the entire OG bloodline in one move. So just one move, he knocked all three of them. Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Roman and Usos, all three of them, all knocked down by Jacob's one move. It's crazy. And with that, he stood tall, and that was the end of the show. What a fun banger ending of a show. That was pretty much the whole show. Before we leave, we do one news thing I want to talk about quick. It's not long. It's a small thing, but at the same time it's kind of a big deal for Roman, for his schedule at least. So we actually covered this news like last week, I believe. Last week's Raw actually. That WWE apparently like removed Roman from like all the June Raws, like I guess like online when you go buy tickets for the episodes, like he wasn't on there or something. Because when you go on like their website, like it shows who's gonna be featured on the show, and his name was not on there. So everyone was like, "Oh, there goes part-time Roman again, not any of the June Raws for next month." But then people were saying like, "Oh, maybe it's because he doesn't want to be part of the Saudi show," but also all the Raws in June next month, they're also all international shows outside the United States. Like I think they're on like a UK tour next month during all those shows. So people were like, "Oh, maybe the leukemia he can't travel that far, or something. That's why he took the time. He's gonna take the time off, maybe." And other people were like, "Maybe he's gonna lose the title clash in Italy to Jacob because that's like the last week of May, right before June, where he wasn't gonna be on those shows." So just to recap, everyone, so they understand the new news, like the news. That was like the old story from last week. Fast forward to now, WWE tweeted out a picture today of come see your OTC live. Here's his upcoming dates, and it's a picture, and now he's on all those Raws for June. Like he's gonna be a part of every episode. They basically announced the dates he's gonna be on Raw, and it's every single Raw in the month of June. So basically, I guess the plan has changed, and now he's gonna be on all those shows. So he actually is gonna be there after all. Now he's gonna travel to the UK after all.
Yeah.
So everyone who's worried, like, "Oh no, he's going back to part-time already," you don't need to worry anymore, because as of right now, he's on every Raw for the foreseeable future. Like we actually don't know when he's gonna be gone as of right now. He's gonna be on every Raw going forward for right now. So enjoy him while he's here. He's full time again. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. Anything you want to say about it?
No, not really.
All right. So that's pretty much it for this episode. Schedule for the rest of the week. I'll be back probably tomorrow night for my solo NXT review. Maybe I'll upload tomorrow, the next morning, Wednesday morning or something. But I'll be recording my solo review tomorrow for NXT. Then we'll be back together on Friday for SmackDown. Probably into Saturday, and that's the schedule for the week pretty much. So, thanks everyone who watched, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hope you like and subscribe, and yeah.
Yep.
See you next time.
Adios. Peace.
Peace.